guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. What we're actually doing in this video is installing some sound deadening. Now we all know Subarus in general, especially WRXs and STIs, there's not much sound deadening in the cars at all. It's a very raw experience. You can hear the road. And that's kind of one of the things that I do love about this car. It's very driver engaging. You can hear the tires gripping, you can hear the brakes stopping, you hear the transmission. It's one of the aspects about this car that I love so much. Even in older generations, especially my 2013 WRX hatchback, I remember anytime I drove through the rain or inclement weather, it literally sounded like I was driving in a tuna can. It was, it was part of the experience. But thankfully in the newer generations like this one, the sound deadening and refinement has gotten a little bit better, so it's not as bad. Especially in 2018, they actually refined it a little bit more. I think they added thicker glass and some more sound deadening inside the cabin to help with that road noise. But what we're doing tonight is actually installing some sound deadening in the trunk area. And the reason for that is because I'm running a very loud exhaust. I'm running the AWE Track Edition with a Grimsby catted downpipe as well as Killer Bee equal length headers. So it's a fairly loud setup. It does resonate, it does drone a little bit. So I want to kind of dial that down inside the cabin so it's not as bad. And I'm also running the OEM kicker speaker upgrade, which includes the subwoofer as well. So when I'm at a red light, this side especially, you can hear it rattling inside the panel. So what I want to do is add some extra sound deadening in this area to kind of help resolve that. So most people are familiar with the brand called Dynamat. Dynamat is a very popular brand. It's expensive. It does the job really well. But for me, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm not looking for the best of the best. I just wanted to try it out and see if it's going to help at all. So I actually found this brand called KilMat. I found it on Amazon. It got a lot of good reviews. A lot of people were using it. So I decided to pick it up and give it a shot. Now I picked up 36 square feet. Apparently this is enough to do the trunk. So I'm gonna try this out and see how it works. This is extremely heavy. This is probably like 35 pounds. When I picked up the box, it kind of shocked me how heavy it was, but it makes complete sense because if it was light, it wouldn't be doing anything. You actually want it a little bit heavier because if it was light, it wouldn't do the job and actually take away the sound that you're trying to get rid of. I also picked up this little seam roller as well. A lot of recommendations were saying that you need this tool in order to install this stuff correctly, because basically there's just a adhesive back, you stick it down and then roll it out, and it's the best way to properly apply this stuff. So my main focus here is not to cover the entire trunk. I just want to cover key areas. So this area specifically, I'm obviously going to do the other side, but maybe not as much. And I want to do the wheel well area and around here where the exhaust is, just to kind of help with that resonance. So let's go ahead, pop the trunk open, get all the carpet and the subwoofer out of there. Then we can take a look and kind of map things out, and then we can go from there. All right, so I got the entire trunk stripped out. I took off all the sides, the spare, everything's over here. So it's gonna give me a good opportunity to fill in where I need to fill. So like I said, I wanna focus over here mostly because of the subwoofer. So I'm gonna put some on that fender there, some right here. I'm gonna do this little section here, some on that. And then I'm gonna kind of work around here as well. See if I can get some fitted in this spare wheel well area. I'm not gonna go nuts with it, but see what I can do. As you can tell, there's a little bit of sound deadening here as well. That's just from the factory, but it doesn't really do much. So, but I'm gonna try to, get as much as I can in here. There's not many spaces to put it. So this is what it looks like. So it's 9.7 inches high and 15.7 inches wide. So, and you can obviously cut it as well, but this is what it looks like. And you flip it over and you just peel it off, stick it, roll it on. That's it, really simple. To make sure it's installed properly, you want to make sure all these little bumps right here are pushed down. That's how you know it's installed properly, at least, that it's sticking and doing a job. So you get a decent amount in the box. I don't know if I'm going to be using all of this. Like I said, it's 36 square feet, so it should definitely get the job done. I'm obviously going to have to make a few cuts and everything to kind of fit it in the area over here. It should really make a big difference, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. So let's get to installing it. I'm going to start over here first on a nice flat surface, get a feel for it, and then I can kind of start moving around in the more intricate angles and areas. Just for reference, I'm going to do this back to back so you guys get an idea, but this is what it sounds like before the KilMat. Lots of echo. big difference. All right, so we got the first piece installed. This is basically what you're looking for. As you can see, the texture, you want it basically flat like that, so there's no bumps. You know, it's kind of hard just with all the intricate little bends and stuff in the metal, but a pretty good job. I'm gonna go around and just flatten it out a little bit, but that's basically what you're looking for. So I'm gonna kind of work around here, get some on there, as I mentioned, and see what it does. But you definitely need to work at it for a while. I probably spent about 15 minutes just on this one little piece here. And it took a while to get all those little bumps out. There's still some. Not looking for perfection, not going crazy with this. Just want to see if it helps a little bit, and I'll be happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working around the car, and then I'll update you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so this is the current status. I got this entire side done. Holy moly. Laying this down is super easy, but actually rolling it out, huge pain in the butt. I'm literally laying in the trunk, rolling everything out as best as I can. I actually found I used one of these. It's just basically like a little file, like a pick tool. And I'm kind of like scrubbing it to get the bubbles out, and then I'm rolling it out. All the intricate areas and everything, it gets really tough to roll it. You can't get even pressure on it because it's just bouncing all around. Using this little pry tool is a good method just to get the little indents out, the little bubbles, and then you can roll it out and it gets fairly flat. So I have it all up there on the side. I got it all down in the wheel well. I got some up top here as well. Now I'm just working on this side, rolling it out. But it's so easy to get out of hand with this stuff. But I think this is gonna be okay for now. I still have a decent amount left. So I have that much left, a ton. I probably used about 5 or 6 sheets to get to this point. You know, once I'm feeling a little bit more motivated, maybe I'll come back in and fill in the gaps and everything. But I just wanted to kind of get, you know, some KilMat around the trunk area as best as I can, just to, you know, try to help and see if it actually does anything. I'm sure if I spent more time and just kind of cutting everything out and doing it perfect, it would be great. But if it helps a little bit, I'll be happy. I'm okay with that. So, man, I'm sweating my butt off. I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Just stick it on, smush it down, and you'll be done. Nope, sweating. It's like 11:30 at night. Yeah, so, and I even said to myself, I'm just gonna start it tonight and then I'll finish it tomorrow. But knowing me, I started it and I want to get it done. So, all right, enough chatting. I'm procrastinating because I don't want to get back in the trunk to roll that out. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and I'll catch back up with you in a little bit. We are done. I did the best I could getting in there, trying to get everything as flat as possible. So that is what it looks like. That is where we ended up putting all the little pieces. So we got some up top, some on the side there, you know, around the back by the taillight, on top of the taillight area, all in the spare wheel well. And I went a little bit extra on this side just because that's where the sub is. I also got down here as well. So I did a decent amount of coverage. Obviously, you can do a little bit more, you know, literally go nuts and cover everything. But especially how much work it was just to do this, I'm pretty set. So, like I said, I still do have probably about 20 sheets left. So maybe in the future, if I find more motivation to get more of the trunk done or even do the door cards, you know, I can definitely do that. I was thinking about doing the rear deck lid as well. It would be pretty cool to do the roof liner too, because I was thinking about getting the roof liner done in Alcantara and do the B and C pillars as well, just to kind of finish off the Alcantara. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it, but it's something that, you know, I would like to do in the future. So if I ever do take the headliner out to get that done, I can definitely do some KilMat up on top of the roof as well to kind of quiet things down, make it a little bit more refined. It would be really nice to do it in the doors as well, just to kind of eliminate any extra road noise and make it a little bit more, I guess, like I said, refined, make it feel a little bit better, a little bit more put together and solid. But you are adding weight as well. Like I said, this whole box was probably 30, 35 pounds or so. So you got to think, if you do an entire car, you're adding probably about 100, 150 pounds, depending on how much you use. So it's a decent amount of weight if you really go nuts with it. But I'm probably just going to stick to the trunk, see how well this does, see if I really notice a difference with the exhaust as well as the subwoofer. And then I'll report back to you guys of what I think. But I'm going to go ahead and reassemble all this stuff, all the carpet, liner, subwoofer, and everything, get it all back together. So I'll report back to you with an initial review of what I think. Is it worth it? Should you guys go pick this up, because just this box was only like 50 bucks. So compared to Dynamat, it was over $100 for the same amount. So it's definitely reasonable. It's nothing too expensive, and you definitely get a lot of it. So like I said, I probably use about 5 or 6 sheets just for the trunk of an STI. But you could obviously use more, but for 50 bucks, I think it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to end it here for tonight, and then I'll report back to you once I get some seat time with it, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a little bit of an update after I've been driving the car for a little bit. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an opinion of what I think. Is it worth it? What did it do? What are my initial impressions of the overall KilMat? Now, don't mind the single exhaust tip on either side. You guys know the story if you guys watched the video. I'm waiting on 2 new exhaust clamps for the inner tips. But either way, the first thing I wanted to test was the resonance of the exhaust. Now, I'm running a very, very loud exhaust setup, so I really wasn't expecting much. It does drone and has a lot of resonance in the cabin, which is personally what I like. I like a louder exhaust. So I really wasn't expecting the KilMat to cut down on that too much. So to no surprise, it really didn't help with the overall resonance of the exhaust and the overall drone. But in my eyes, if you have an exhaust that resonates a little bit or has a little bit of drone, I feel like that would really help in that regards. Since my setup is so loud that I really don't think it would cut down on it too much. But if you have, an exhaust that has a little bit of drone, or you're looking to take the edge off just a little bit, I really do think it's going to help in that regard. Now, the second thing, and actually the main reason why I wanted to do the sound deadening, is because of the subwoofer. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I was talking about how the subwoofer would actually rattle the quarter panel over here and just make a lot of unwanted noise. There was a lot of echo and everything. So I wanted to really cut down on the actual echo and noise that the subwoofer was producing. So I got in the car, turned the music on, and I was kind of amazed how big of a difference it actually made. The entire sound system completely changed its tone. It sounded way more refined. It sounded way more put together. Even inside the cabin, like up in the door cards, just the overall sound sounded completely different, which I was shocked about. I was mainly just expecting some of the echo and some of the rattle to kind of disappear, but honestly, the entire system sounds so much better. Now, if you don't know, I'm running the OEM kicker speaker upgrade, which is the tweeters, door cards, as well as the subwoofer. And it sounds really, really good for a Subaru. I mean, it's no B&O sound system or Bose or anything like that, but it definitely gets the job done. I'm really, really happy with it. I was really happy with the setup to begin with. Now that I have the KilMat sound deadening, it sounds way better. So as you can see, you can't even see any of it. Everything is all hidden behind the carpet and all that. So we are good there. There's nothing that's really showing that anything was done, which is nice. It looks very OEM. You could actually see some of it over here, but there's no carpet there anyway. So that's to be expected. I am planning to put some up here as well. I just ran out of steam last night to get that done, so I'm going to put some up there to help a little bit more. And it would definitely help if you have the HK system, the Harman Kardon system, because the sub is up here. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about is it worth it? A lot of people are going to ask me, is it worth the work? Is it worth the cost? And I got to say, absolutely. For the price, it was only $57, I think, for that box, which is 36 square feet, which honestly, you can probably do whole entire trunk, all the door cards, and maybe some of the roof or anywhere else that you want to do. It is plenty, and for the price, like I mentioned, it's really not that expensive. So if you have a quieter exhaust that you're looking to take some of the edge off, or you're looking to kind of make your sound system sound a little bit better, I definitely recommend it. It's a time-consuming job, but I think it's worth it. And like I said, for the price, I don't think you can go wrong. So I'll leave a link below for everything that I use in this video if you are interested, so you guys can pick some up. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for this one. If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.